Scott, we travelled to Carlisle this weekend. How have you used your observations from the York game to plan training and mould the training sessions throughout the week?
Yeah, we haven't changed what we do, but we've had a good week really. A little bit disjointed because of the game on Tuesday night, but there was lots of positives with that. So we trained as a group Monday. Obviously split the group a little bit Tuesday for the game. Topped up some on the Wednesday and recovered the others. Today we've trained really well. So we travel obviously tomorrow because it's a long journey. We're fortunate enough to be able to go and do things properly and stay overnight. So look, we're looking forward to it. The York game was a tough one for us. We lacked some options really later on in the game, and they got really strong and finished strong. Fully deserved to beat us on the day, but again there was lots of positives. We're not quite where I want us to be yet, but there is signs definitely. And look, it's a great game. We're looking forward to it.
Yeah, they're a team that top the table at the moment. I presume if there's any game that you don't need to remind the players of the challenger hand, this would probably be it.
Yeah, and look, you're right, but the players are good. The players are good. They understand the task. They come in every day with a focus and a good level of professionalism in the way that they train and they take information on. So yeah, look, we'll be as prepared as we can be to face a really good team and a tough environment, but these are the games that you want to play in as a player. And you know, we talked to the group this morning about why they're here, what they want to achieve, and look, it's a really good game against a really good team. But we can go there without any fear. We've got nothing to lose, and the club are helping us. We're doing everything proper to get up there and preparing the right way. So that's a game we're looking forward to.
Yeah, midweek saw an opportunity in the Servia Men's Senior Cup for valuable minutes for some of the first teamers. You were in attendance that evening. What, if anything, did you take away from that game in terms of maybe watching the first teamers and looking at some of the academy prospects as well?
I really enjoyed it, Ricky. I thought those games, you can get beat in those games. What I loved was, I think, first and foremost, you need the senior players that are playing in it, and again, some of those were young. Sonny and Angel, they're young men, still early days in their own careers, but they are senior players amongst the EDS boys, definitely. You need those boys to approach it in the right way, have a good application to the game, and they did that right. So that's the first thing you look for in that. And I really enjoyed watching the younger players play. I thought they did themselves justice. I thought 3 or 4 really caught my eye, and they've been training with us this week on the back of that as a result. So all we asked of them really is everyone's playing in that type of game for a different reason. Some might be needed topped up, some might need to get back some good form, and obviously the young ones to fill the gaps around the edges and give a good account of themselves. So the more often they can get in front of myself, Jace, Vince, Tubbsy and the staff, the better. And look, they've been rewarded with that, with training with us this week, and 1 or 2 will travel with us tomorrow. So yeah, all in all, really good. I just wanted us to get through to the next round. I'm not one of these that think we need to get out of that cup because it's a headache and fixture congestion. I always think we can use it in a positive way, and we did that the other day.
Yeah. By the time this interview goes out, we would have announced the signing of Sam Pearson. You obviously worked with him at Western. What was it that you saw from him on a day-to-day basis that made you decide that I want him here at Eastleigh?
Well, he's a top player. He's got bags of ability. We haven't got many 1v1 dribblers, goal-scoring wide players really at the club. So it was something we identified a while ago. And look, when you work with a group of players that I did, many of which can play at a higher level, maybe even beyond this, 1 or 2. It was a no-brainer once we knew that he was going to be available. It was one that I really wanted to get done. Like, from a personal level, Sam's a good character. You can see that already. He's settled into the group really well, like we knew he would. He's a tough kid with. I think he's got a bright future, and look, I got a lot out of him where I was before, and I know he really enjoyed his time there. And he's played the level. He's had a good grounding at Bristol City previous to that. So, yeah, look, he's got bags of potential. But there's no sentiment really. It's, as a player I know really well, so it's low risk. We haven't got loads and loads to go and chuck at things at this stage of the season, because a lot of the recruitment was done, and for that reason we needed a low risk signing, and Sam can play anywhere across the front four, so that's an area that I identified early on that we needed to make some improvements in. I'm really delighted to have him.
It's 2:50 p.m. tomorrow in the changing room. What's your message to the players ahead of kick-off?
Yeah, look, go out, be brave, enjoy it, get on the ball a little bit more. We were 20 minutes away from a really good result the other day, and like I've said countless times, York were a better team on the day, but we showed enough in flashes to go and score 2 really good goals against them, and look, we defended quite well in periods of the game as well. So look, we've done our prep. I want the lads to enjoy it. I want them to enjoy it when we've got the ball. Also enjoy the task when we haven't. We're coming up against a really good team. It's a good challenge, and it'd be great to get a result.
And just finally, as always, any updates from the physio room?
Yeah, we're nearly there now, really. Gooks came off in the previous game and was a little bit sore, so he's almost back now. He could play if we need. He's certainly going to be around the squad. Aaron Blair's training every day, so he looks like he's getting closer. Obviously Paul McCullum played the other day and did ever so well in that first 45 minutes, and obviously got his 2 goals. So look, those 2 be big misses for us. Have been big misses for us, and it was great that Macca's back. Aaron's not going to be far off, and obviously Niall Mayer now is really close to being in the first team group for the entire session, rather than just dipping in and out. And obviously he's a fantastic personality, so that's like a new signing, particularly, especially for me, but for the rest of the group as well. So yeah, look, we're I wouldn't say we're quite out the woods yet, but we can see a way out, and we're not a million miles off.
All the best for tomorrow.
Cheers.